to my friends. I'm coming at you tonight because I wanted to film a little first trimester update. I'm out of my first trimester, but I just wanted to tell you guys how my first trimester went. Just about kind of everything beginning of pregnancy. A lot of people love these videos, and I love watching these videos and loved watching them when I was pregnant the first time, because especially if you're having your first baby, like I was with Ford, you don't know what to expect. And I'm coming at you today looking like this, because you know what? This is the first trimester. This hair, this face, this acne, all the things that are the first trimester can be seen right now on the look on my face. If you see somebody that's coming at you looking super glam, like maybe I tried to do in my first pregnancy, usually that ain't what the first trimester looks like. Usually it looks like this. So pardon my appearance and it being late at night, I'm just now feeling decent enough to film this for y'all. First off, what I want to say is thank you. Thank you for your response to our pregnancy. A lot of you guys are like, I knew it. I'm like, well, Lord have mercy. Good thing I was pregnant, because all of y'all knew it. Because if I wasn't pregnant, then everybody thinking you're pregnant might not be the best thing. But since I was, it was kind of funny seeing that everyone kind of suspected it. It's so funny in this space how you truly feel like you know people and you're close to people. I feel like that whenever I meet a subscriber or a follower. I'd say I meet 2 every day at least. And it is, I truly feel like everybody comes up and they're like, I feel like I already know you. And I feel the same way, because you guys have been in my home. You've seen the birth of my first child. You've seen me get married. It's really cool that you feel like you really share your lives to the level that you're actually friends. So it's not like, oh, I gotta film another YouTube video telling everybody I'm pregnant because we've shared our lives. It's like I'm excited to film the video because it's literally like when we told our families, and it's literally like when we told our friends. That's how excited I was to tell you guys. And yeah, and it just, you know, my first pregnancy, besides getting gestational diabetes at the end, was kind of a breeze. And here I am to teach you about all the things for when it's not. Because this pregnancy has been hard. From about week 6 until now, I have been super sick in the afternoons. And you know what's so funny? I did a poll on my Instagram and I said, do you guys have afternoon sickness? Is this a thing? And the majority of people said that they're sick in the afternoons and not in the morning, which I found so funny, because you hear all these things about pregnancy, about the glow, about morning sickness, about all these wives' tales and stuff, and usually they're not true. Or I found in my first pregnancy that a lot of them weren't true. So yeah, there's that. I've been sick every single afternoon, which is why we weren't able to film a lot of YouTube videos, because I never threw up. That's the thing. I just felt so nauseous. My skin was crawling, and it would literally like clockwork at 12:30 or 1. It would start every afternoon. And you know, now I'm about 14 or a little more weeks along, and now I'm like, well, it should be subsiding. It hasn't completely subsided, but it's gotten better. So here's something else that I ask about, and I talked about a little bit in my pregnancy announcement video. I like talking about things that I feel, as just a woman that is pregnant, that is not a medical professional, things that like you hear about things that like maybe your doctor told you, but then somebody else is like, no, Google it. Or watch this documentary on it. It's not. Don't do it. So something I didn't deal with my first time was nausea. Okay, I wasn't sick. So I didn't have to consider medications for sickness. So I go in for my doctor's appointment. I adore my doctor and I adore my nurse. They're amazing. So I go in and I was like, I am deathly ill. I cannot work. I've had to push back so much of my stuff. I'm having a really hard time. And they were like, well, The first step, and I guess, I don't know if it's like FDA recommended or like what they even do to clear people. I know with pregnant women, they say don't do anything. But there's a medication that a lot of you guys told me about that begins with a D, diclese something, that you take at night that apparently helps with nausea. So you start out taking one pill at night. So I sent Kyle to Kroger to go pick it up. I was like, okay, if you say it's safe and there aren't like risks with it, then I'll try it. He goes to pick it up and it is $800 and we have good insurance. Apparently that's the medication that insurance doesn't cover. And Kyle was like, do you want me to get it anyways? And I was like, no, that's outrageous. So the pharmacist told us, remember, I'm not a medical professional. I'm just telling you my experience with pregnancy. So don't follow my prescriptions. The pharmacist said, basically all this medication is taking a Unisom and a B6 together at night, and then apparently you take like another B6 during the day or something. So I was like, well, then why are people buying an $800 medication? So I started taking that at night because apparently it was safe. And yeah, it made me tired and like I slept a little bit better, but I was still nauseous. So I told my doctor, I was like, I'm still nauseous. So she was like, well, here's the first medication that we say you can take. It's called promethazine. Being a first-time person picking this up and thinking there's nothing wrong with it, and the pharmacist freaked me out about it. She's like, oh, you're pregnant? I would not take this unless you absolutely need to. So then it freaked me out, and I started asking people about it, and a lot of people were like, I took it, it's fine. There are some other worse nausea medications that you can't take, but this one is totally fine. And so I was like super back and forth, and I was just like, I cut one into like fourths. So you can take a whole one apparently every 6 hours, but I cut it into like a fourth, and I took a crumb of one like one day, and it did help. And then people freaked me out too much, and I stopped taking it. Then I went back to my doctor, and she was like, you're fine. She was like, so anyways, I haven't been taking it, but I did get prescribed that, and I really wish that people hadn't freaked me out about it. I would love to hear your opinion on this, just because I know everybody giving their opinion, like people aren't professionals, whatever, but you're in the same boat I am. I'm just a woman that's pregnant with a child that is nauseous. A lot of people ask about which prenatals I take. Sometimes I do those Care Of packs. Sometimes I just do these from Whole Foods. These are the ones that I've been taking this pregnancy, so it's just Rainbow Light. I get them at Whole Foods or on Amazon, which they say you're not supposed to get pills on Amazon. I don't know, they have a seal. I get these off of Amazon too, just a prenatal DHA. I take 2 of these and 1 of these at night. I started this pregnancy out about 14 pounds heavier than I started the last one out. So, not doing so great in the weight gain department, but do you know what is great? At about 12 weeks or so, so when you have gestational diabetes the first go round, you get tested at about 10 or 12 so weeks, or at my doctor's office, with a 1-hour test to see if you have any that's lingering from your first pregnancy or to see if you have any early onset gestational diabetes. And I don't have it as of now. And I'm so excited, and I don't want to jinx myself, and I'm going to knock the heck on this expensive restoration hardwood that's in front of me, because that was the biggest challenge for me. That was so hard. Counting carbs and counting sugar, pricking my finger 5 and 6 times a day, checking my blood like 5 and 6 times a day, having to take metformin at the end because still with my diet and still with exercising and everything, I couldn't control my gestational diabetes. That was a real challenge, and I was so thankful. Who knows, maybe I'll have it later on through this pregnancy, but maybe I won't. Some people say they got it the first time and they did not get it the second time, so I'm hoping to goodness that I'm one of those people. But already in this pregnancy, I have gained some weight. I don't know. I mean, I've probably gained 15 pounds, honestly. My first pregnancy, I think I gained about, I can't remember. I need to go back and look. I think it was like 50 something or maybe even 60. I don't know. They say your first pregnancy, you do that sometimes. I am just a normal woman. I sometimes don't follow all the healthy protocol. So I didn't gain the recommended by the FDA 30 to 35 pounds the first go round. Here's hoping I can try and do it this time because I've started an exercise routine. And I'm actually considering doing physical therapy because the top of my leg, my right leg, where it connects to like my pelvic bone or wherever the leg connects, it started hurting really badly at the end of my last pregnancy, and it hasn't really let up now that I've gained a little bit of weight with this pregnancy. it hasn't let up. So I'm wondering if that's something that my doctor said I could go down and see the physical therapist after my last appointment. I'll keep y'all updated on that. Issue, situation, decision that I have. So Kyle and I would love to have, if we are so blessed to be able to, we would love to have 4 children. And I don't know why I was just talking to my decorator about, like, I had to have a C-section with 4. That was a decision that my doctors strongly recommended at the end. And when they took him out, they were like, thank goodness we did this, because you would have ended up here anyways, we're pretty sure. So that was pretty reassuring. However, Ford was 9 pounds, so that wasn't like, people deliver 9-pound babies. But, so like I said, we'd like to have 4 kids. And I was talking about a decorator, and she was like, well, if you want to have 4 kids, you should probably, you can't have 4 C-sections. And I was like, what? That's a thing? Because I've heard that, like, if you have 1 C-section, you know, you either have to do a VBAC or you opt to do another one. And I've heard some people say that the recovery was easier. Some people say that it was harder, whatever. So I'm obviously open to either kind of birth. I do whatever is safest for the baby. And in that instance, it sounded like C-section was. That's what we went with. Anyways. So I was like, what? I've never heard that you can't have, like, they don't want you to have more than 3 C-sections, whatever. And I knew people who had. So I went into my doctor and I was like, my designer was talking about how you can't have like 4 C-sections. I was like, that's not true, right? And she was like, we don't like to do more than 3, 4 max. And I was like, what? And she said, there's no way we'll really know how strong your uterus healed, or wherever they sewed up, from the last time until we go in this time. She said, if you're really dead set on having 4 or more children, we should consider talking about a VBAC this time. If anyone on here watching has had a VBAC, especially having one within like 17 and a half, 18 months of your first one, I would love to hear about how your experience was. Because it is a little bit scary, because I have a friend who recently had her uterus rupture while she was having a VBAC. She lived, but it was very touch and go. I had another friend have something scary happen. It's just happened within the last 6 months. So that really scared me. But, you know, I'm considering all options so that I can keep the options of having as many children as we want open. If it's not going to be safe to have that many children, then I'm going to have to make the decision then we won't have that many. But if there's something that I can do now to enable me to be able to have that 4th child, if we want to have a 4th child, and if we're able to have a 4th child, then I want to do that. So I hope to goodness YouTube has figured out this family vlog thing and the comments are enabled, especially on this content, because I love hearing from other moms, hearing from people who have had babies that have had VBACs, that have taken this kind of medicine, that don't take the medicine. And, you know, I love that part of the community of YouTube. And unfortunately, with what's going on with YouTube right now, Lord, it's like they demonetize all the videos, whatever. At least we could put out videos and at least people could comment on them. But now taking away the comments, it's really a shame. It's really a shame. We were really hoping that something would happen and that the comments would be enabled on our last video, the pregnancy announcement, and they weren't, and it was such a shame. So I would love to hear from you. My direct messages get so swamped. Sometimes I get to several of them, and sometimes things get buried. So if you will leave a public comment, hopefully they're under these YouTube videos. And if they are, please leave me a comment below on all these things if you've experienced any of them. If not, go to my Instagram and leave me one there, or try and do a DM and that too, because I really appreciate mother to mother your advice and how your experiences with all of this was. We're delivering at the same spot that we did before because we had the best experience ever at St. Thomas in Nashville. And fingers crossed we can get a suite again. It's like first come, first serve, and we got it last time. So like, I'm so used to having that amazing space. It's only like a few feet bigger than the other one, but I don't know, I got in my head that like I had to have that last time, and we manifested it. But everyone thinks this baby is a girl. I still, maybe it's just because I have a boy, I can't picture having a girl. But I don't know. I don't have a feeling really either way. I think I can only picture a boy because I only have a boy. I'm totally fine with either. I'm literally like 50-50 this time. I wanted a girl last time I had a boy, and now like I would honestly be fine having another boy because I love having a boy. It's so funny. They say you get what like you're meant to have. But anyways, please leave your comments below. Thank you so much. I so appreciate everything that you guys have said, and just all of your kind well wishes and your words of advice and everything from before. And I will do a second trimester review update, whatever you call this, as I'm near the end of my second trimester. But I'm so excited for this journey all over again, and Ford couldn't be more excited to be a big brother. Thanks so much for watching.